So I believe that both students are there from TGPSC as well as APPSC. As far as TGPSC is concerned, you have society for how many marks? 50 marks, right? Whereas APPSC, it is there only in prelims, because for APPSC the exam is both prelims as well as mains. So in prelims you have 30 marks. So there is a slight difference with respect to the syllabus, but most of the basics and almost 3 chapters are similar for both examinations. Now, before going into the demand of the subject and all these things, why they have included society in the syllabus? Because it's a new change. Yes or no? Previously it was not there. Why they have included society? Why we have to study society? Why this new subject has been kept for you? Generally, society, if you look at Group 1 or civil services, that's a mains oriented subject where you have to analyze Indian society, various developments in Indian society, how globalization is affecting Indian society. Right, that is the general flavor of the subject nowadays in most of the exams. But they have added this dimension even in objective type of examinations also. It means there should be some importance. There should be some importance for this subject, which is making the service examinations to include this. Right. So you are aspiring to be a bureaucrat, Group 2 officer or any officer. Is studying society relevant for you? How? It's okay, you can talk. It's just an orientation. It will make you to think, why you have to study society? Don't say, sir, syllabus lo bettaru, chadavala, ante. Every day we are part of society, okay. So, for communicating, for understanding, see, better explanation would be, after all, you are going to serve which society? Indian society. Yes or no? So you need every society has its characteristics. So as a bureaucrat, you need to understand what are the important dimensions of our own society. What are our society's salient features? Right? How changes are happening? What is the demand of different sections of society? What is the condition of different sections of society? You have many groups. If you observe in the context of Indian society, you have various kinds of groups. You have disadvantaged groups if you take one dimension. Marginalized sections. Women is there. Women are facing lot of problems. Yes or no? What are the problems faced by women? Men also have problems. But let us talk about whose problems now? Women's problems. What are the major problems faced by women? बोलो थोड़ा women empowerment करो. Dowry. You think from birth to death. Like that. From the beginning to the end. Politicians will use this. From womb to tomb. Politicians are experts in dialogue delivery. Work is may be debatable. But these are the terms used by politicians. Women are suffering from womb to tomb. Okay. So you also think in the dimensions when we are talking about women's issues. If you observe, they are suffering from various issues like first one, low sex ratio. What is sex ratio? You might have exposed to this term before. Number of women per 1,000 men. Right. It should be more than 1,000 or less than 1,000. It should not be equal. Why? No, I am not asking the reality. What is the actual data? I am asking about whether sex ratio should be high or should be low or should be equal. Equal. 1,000. Exactly. 1,000 is to 1,000. Will that happen? Why? Will that have, you said that you uniformly agreed that that is not happening. Why? Why is it so? Generally, in the practical context, in some of the districts, for example, Punjab and Haryana, sex ratio is very low. Now it is improving. It used to be 840. For 1000 men, how many girls used to be there? Only. That was the figures in the past. Now it is improving. I'm not talking about last decade data. Anyway, 2021 census is not there. Latest 15 years back data only we have. But overall it is slowly improving, but not as good as in South India. Just around 840, 850 women for 1000 men. Why? Because there is a huge son preference. Not only in Punjab and Haryana, throughout the country. Son is seen. There can be many reasons for this son preference. Right? Son is seen as what? He is like a gateway to hell or heaven. After death. Both. See? He is telling that. Right. So he is seen as that. There is cultural aspects to it. Women will migrate, will go to the husband's place after marriage. Parents aspire to stay with the son's family. Family name will continue. What not? Many things are there. Employment opportunities, restrictions, whatever may be the conditions. Ultimately, there is a huge son preference. Even women, you may not tell out. You may not be speaking that out in public, but even women also aspires to give birth to at least one boy, son. Even women also part of it. So that is the Indian society characteristics. Now that will affect women's ratio. Technically speaking, if there is no sex selection ante people will go pregnant women ni scanning centers ki తీసుకువెళ్తారు. There they will do. It is illegal. There is a separate act, PCPNDT Act. China evaru? Who is at the door? I want some help there. Can you call him? Boy, office boy, if you don't mind. Leave it if he's not there. If he's not visible, leave it. తను లేడా ఎవరు? ఓ చైర్ కొంచెం కాలు బాగాలేదు కదా, చైర్ కొంచెం వాటర్. So when we are talking about these dimensions here, generally, technically speaking, when we are not going for such sex selection, they go to these scanning centers and they say that if it is a boy, they will continue the pregnancy. If it is a chair kuda techesayi. If it is a girl, illegally they are going for what? Abortions. Technically, after this, when these abortions, sex selective abortions are happening, government passed a law, Preconception and Prenatal Prevention of this medical PCPNDT Act, Diagnostic Test Act. According to that, you will go for scanning. Why scanning is required? To know the health of the fetus. But the doctor or the nurse should not tell whether it is a boy or whether it is a girl. Parents should not ask. Doctors also should not tell. Otherwise, it would be a crime. In spite of that, in Punjab and Haryana, you have severe sex selective abortions are happening. That's the reason sex ratio is this. And after a girl child is born, some of them are killed also brutally. That is called as female infanticide. Now, why this problem is there? How to address this problem? What are the government schemes to address this issue? Those things will be asked. If you will be posted in Ministry of Women and Child as a section officer. So you will be looking at this implementation of this scheme. You will be assisting the collector or the group 1 officer in implementation of this scheme, which will increase which ratio? Sex ratio. For that, you have to understand why this problem is there. Yes or no? What are the problems in implementation of the scheme? How to improve it? All these things. Not just this one. I am just taking within women issue. I am just discussing about one aspect. Like that, many aspects are there. Right. So, in order to better govern Indian society, after all, you have to understand Indian society. That's the reason the importance of the subject is increasing. Even colonial rulers, when they came to India, they started studying about Indian society. They studied about Indian caste, Indian tribe, Indian law, traditional law. Then they got CRPC, IPC, which we recently changed to సిఆర్పిసి ఐపీసీ ఎలా మోడిఫై అయ్యాయి. మనం యూట్యూబ్ షార్ట్స్ తప్ప న్యూస్ చూడమా? బిఎన్ఎస్ అండ్ బిఎన్ఎస్ఎస్ సిఆర్పిసి ఐపీసీ సెక్షన్ దట్ అమెండ్మెంట్ వచ్చింది. వీ క్రియేటెడ్ అవర్ ఓన్ భారతీయ న్యాయ సంహిత. ఓకే, సో దట్స్ వాట్ వీ వేర్ టాక్. ఈ చేంజెస్ కూడా ఇంపార్టెంట్. సొసైటీలో ఎలా చేంజెస్ అవుతున్నాయి అవన్నీ వీ హ్యావ్ టు లుక్ ఇన్ టు. రైట్. సో ఇఫ్ యూ కమ్ బ్యాక్ టు దిస్ ఉమెన్స్ ఇష్యూ, Punjab and Haryana are rich states or poor states? Rich states, Green Revolution, you might have listened, they became prosperous from agriculture. High yielding variety seeds vadaru, fertilizers vadaru. All these things they used and they became prosperous. If you are rich, rich need not be Ambani or Adani. You are rich. You can take care of your family. Whether it is a boy or whether it is a girl, does it matter for you? Boy or girl, you will send him to international school. Nursery fees in Hyderabad, 2.5 lakhs only per month, per annum. Nursery fees for A for apple. Right. So you can send them. But very surprisingly, in the rich states like Punjab and Haryana, the sex ratio is very, very less. Why? Options istadu. Which of the following are the reasons for low sex ratio in prosperous regions of the country? Prosperous regions ante we are assuming into what? Punjab, Haryana and urban areas, Delhi, Hyderabad. Options istadu. Multiple combination. Not just one statement. A, B, C, D. Options would be A and B. A, B, C. Atla. For that you have to understand objective, subjective, analytical topic also can be asked like a objective question. Right. So if you look at women's issue, one is sex ratio. I will not completely discuss the topic obviously, just giving you a flavor. So in the context of women's issue, first from the birth you have low before she is born. She is subjected to abortions or after female infanticide. Right. After that, what are the issues? Cheppandi alla alochinchi. Low sex ratio. Tarvata అప్పుడే డౌరీ, మ్యారేజ్ వెంటనే బార్న్ అండ్ షీ రెడీ ఫర్ చైల్డ్ మ్యారేజ్. నాట్ ఓన్లీ దట్, ఎడ్యుకేషన్, ల్యాక్ ఆఫ్ యాక్సెస్ టు వాట్? ఎడ్యుకేషన్. డ్రాప్ అవుట్ రేట్ అమాంగ్ గర్ల్స్ ఈజ్ హై ఆర్ లో? హై. దే విల్ బి ఆస్క్డ్ టు డూ స్లోలీ, మేబీ ఫ్రమ్ 5th class, 6th class, from secondary level they will be asked to stop going to education. Facilities would be there. Then with respect to child labor, okay, most of the child labor are who? Majority will be who? Girls. Okay. Then with respect to this, lack of proper nutrition, girls will be suffering from anemia. What is anemia? Which deficiency? Anemia is which deficiency? Iron deficiency. What will happen if a boy or a girl has iron deficiency? ఏమవుతుంది? Hemoglobin. Okay. That oxygen in the blood. Our blood will carry what? Oxygen from the lungs and carry the oxygen and supply it to different cells. That role is high for hemoglobin. For that iron content is also required. Otherwise this function will reduce. So anemia unte every cell will not be able to get, not just one body part, every cell will not be able to get proper oxygen. Oxygen lekapothe manaki survival కష్టం. Degeneration అవుతుంది, cell degeneration అయిపోతుంది. Okay, most of the women are suffering from what? Anemia. Relatively many are suffering, but women it is much more, because women's nutrition is not given much importance. Look at our mothers also. అందరు తిన్న తర్వాత they will take less protein diet. Protein need not be non-veg. Non-veg is one. There are other kinds of protein also. But they will not take that. Pappu sambar. Right. And even most of Indians are rich or poor. Most of the Indians are rich or poor. Many of them, see, country is growing, but 80 crores, actually the government tells 81 crores of Indians are given free food grains. What is the scheme? Baga ads vastayi. 81 crores of people are dependent on which grains? Free food grains. Pradhana Mantri Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana. Wow. How many people? Third largest economy. But 81 crore people are dependent still on what? Then. So when already they are there, such challenge is there, their cost on food will be less or high. They will not be dependent on high, good quality food. Cost ekku kada. So takkuve this dependency untundi. With that condition, women's nutrition will be much more neglected. Malnutrition ante enti, stunting ante enti, ఈ డైమెన్షన్స్ అన్నీ యూ హ్యావ్ టు. డేటా ఏం చెప్తుంది? నేషనల్ ఫ్యామిలీ హెల్త్ సర్వే ఏ డేటా తీసుకొచ్చింది విత్ రెస్పెక్ట్ టు ఉమెన్స్ ఆస్పెక్ట్స్? ఇవన్నీ క్వశ్చన్స్ ఇన్ ద స్టేట్మెంట్స్. పాసిబిలిటీ ఈస్ దేర్. ఓకే, సో లైక్ దాట్ వెన్ వీఆర్ న్యూట్రిషన్, ల్యాక్ ఆఫ్ ప్రాపర్ అనీమియా డెఫిషియన్సీ ఉంది, కాల్షియం డెఫిషియన్సీ ఉంది, విటమిన్ ఏ డెఫిషియన్సీ ఉంది, ఆల్ దీస్ కైండ్స్ ఆఫ్ థింగ్స్ విల్ ఇంటెన్సిఫై. ఓకే, దెన్ విత్ రెస్పెక్ట్ టు న్యూట్రిషన్ తర్వాత హయ్యర్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్. Women's participation in higher education is continuously reducing. Employment, lack of proper employment opportunities. With different terms expose avutaru. Generally women employment means stereotypes untai. What is women's employment? Generally women doing a job means either she is a receptionist, nurse or teacher. Most of the sector, software lo women are able to participate. Manufacturing sector, very less. Right? Most of the low paid jobs, cleaning anta ever chestaru? Women. Chudandi. In home they cook, but most of the cooks in the market are men. This fellow who is a cook, he will not cook in his home. Right? So that's the pattern. There is a terms like glass ceiling effect. Anybody heard about this? Glass ceiling effect. What is it? What does it means? Even if suppose in certain sectors women's employment is there, but they will not be allowed to take top posts. Ceiling ante enti? Top. So suppose there is a glass barrier. The term glass barrier means invisible barrier ani. Suppose you are here. This is COVID times anukundam. During COVID times what happened? In banks they will cover plastic or glass transparent separation partition untundi. Suppose there is a big partition here, glass partition undi anukondi. You will not see that partition because it is transparent glass adi. But can you cross it? No, because that is still acting like a barrier. The meaning of the word glass ceiling is, for the ceiling there is a barrier. Women will not be allowed to take which post? Top post. Women employment unna kuda. How many software companies are being led by women? How many companies? Not just software. In software women are there. But how many women CEOs are there? That's the point. Forget about software, anything you take. How many companies or leadership, even you take government secretaries, even you take chief secretaries, you take all posts, public, private, leadership positions, how many women are being given? Are given to women. So that phenomena, very less. That is called as what? Glass ceiling effect. Even women fashion brands are also led by men. Women fashion brands, from lipstick, cosmetics. Tell some women fashion brands. Arre bolo re. Men will tell. Bolo. Tell women's or fashion brands. Cheppanda em telida? మీరు చెప్పండి. ఫరెవర్ 21, లాక్మే, so Nykaa, all this, even women fashion brands, most of them will be one or two which are led by women. Even women fashion brands are also led by men, leadership role. So such phenomena is called as what? Glass ceiling effect. Okay, so not only this, employment, glass ceiling, inka problems. Then you talk about marriage, early marriages, child marriages avutunnai. Within the marriage, you have this issue of dowry. Then after marriage, in home, you may have what? Domestic violence. Okay, so that is there. During COVID times, what increased? Domestic, under work from home kada. All the frustration was more shown on what? Women. Domestic violence cases increased. Right. Sometimes violence is faced by men also. But society, అవి అంత జోక్ అయినా కొన్ని ఇష్యూస్ అయినాయి. బట్ మెజారిటీ హూ ఆర్ ఫేసింగ్ ట్రబుల్ ఈవెన్ టుడే, men are facing trouble. Men are causing trouble. అది మెజారిటీ కేసెస్. దెన్ కమ్ నెక్స్ట్ తర్వాత డొమెస్టిక్ వైలెన్స్, తర్వాత ల్యాక్ ఆఫ్ రిప్రొడక్టివ్ రైట్స్. హౌ మెనీ చిల్డ్రన్ ద ఉమెన్ షుడ్ ప్రొడ్యూస్, షీ కాంట్ డిసైడ్. Okay, culture. By the time, there is a friend of mine, she is in her family, 5 girls are there, 6th one is a boy. She openly tells, వాడి కోసమే మమ్మల్ని పుట్టించాడు. Till the time a boy is born, till the time a boy is born. Right, lack of reproductive rights. Generally, medically, between one child and other child, it should have a minimum of 3 years gap. If you are talking about, and in the past, food was different, pollution was not there, human health was different. Now that is not the case. Right, we have vitamin A deficiency, that deficiency, this deficiency, diabetes, lung problem, bone problem, no energy. People used to lift 100 kg bags like they are lifting some mic. Now that our lifestyle has changed. Immunity levels have drastically decreased. Now it is much more important. Hormone imbalances are happening in Indian society for many people. So 3 years is a minimum gap which is required between one child and the other child. That choice is not there for the woman. Culture will determine, other factors will determine. So she herself, she has a major role in reproduction. But she herself has not rights over it. She can't decide. There is a friend of mine, again, just to give the, even in Mana society examples, there the custom is, first child and the second child should go for this first time hair cutting ceremony untundi kada children ki. They should take the both together. So when a first child is born, they will wait till the time a second child is born. They will not do head ceremony for that child. Gap ఎక్కువైతే వీడు జుమాన్జీ అవుతాడు పెంచుకొని. Yes or no? So immediately in that caste group, in that particular section, immediately the child bit happen next year. 1 year కూడా గ్యాప్ ఉండదు. This year first child is born, next year immediately, because 9 months pregnancy ఉంటుంది కాబట్టి, immediately next year second child will be born. What is the choice of the woman here? చూడండి constraints ఎలా ఉన్నాయో. That's what I am able. Till the time a boy is born, she has to give birth to the children. Right, many such cases are there. Friend of my father, first is a girl, second is a girl, third pregnancy also they planned. My father told, ఏం రా మళ్ళీ అమ్మాయి పుడితే ఎట్లా, వై ఆర్ యూ ప్లానింగ్ లైక్ దిస్ అని. ట్విన్స్ పుట్టారు, గర్ల్స్. ఇన్ సౌత్ ఇండియా at least medical fraternity is taking precaution. They are not revealing the, ఇక్కడ here and there examples ఉంటాయి, they are not revealing the sex of the child in the womb. In North India that is not the case. Abortion చేసి పడేస్తారు బ్లంట్గా. Right. So these things are there when we are talking about. Then you have reproductive rights level. After that also old age, there is a concept called feminization of poverty. చూద్దాం కొన్ని terms. Then you have agriculture, then you have with sexual violence, increasing sexual violence against women. Why it is increasing? Rape, murder, different kinds of sexual violence. Why they are increasing? Cheppandi. Why they are increasing? Enduku increase avutunnayi? Previously women were confined to home. Now opportunities are increasing. One reason చెప్తున్నా. Already society lo patriarchy undi. Patriarchy means what? Domination of men. When women are entering the workforce, education, workforce, all the day-to-day activities, patriarchal men are questioning this interactions. They still see women as a weaker sex, weak fellows. So they can do anything, even to the extent of violence, even to the extent of sexual harassment. ఆ మైండ్ సెట్ ఉంది ఇంకా. బికాస్ ఆఫ్ దీస్ ఇంటరాక్షన్స్, వెన్ ఉమెన్ ఆర్ కమింగ్ అవుట్ సైడ్, మెన్ ఆర్ స్టిల్ seen, when men will see women as their property, just like an object. That's the reason these things are tremendously increasing. E conflict valla. Right. Law is very strict. You know about Nirbhaya? Heard about Nirbhaya? Even you may be very kids at that point of time. Right. After that, many protests happened and they made strict law. Very strict laws were passed against sexual harassment. Sexual harassment అంటే రేపే కాదు, ఎనీ ఫార్మ్ ఆఫ్ సెక్షువల్ హెరాస్మెంట్, వల్గర్గా మాట్లాడటం, బ్యాడ్ లుక్స్ ఇవ్వటం, ఇన్కన్వీనియన్స్కి గురి చేయటం, ఆల్ దీస్ థింగ్స్ కమ్స్ అండర్ విచ్ ఆస్పెక్ట్? సెక్షువల్ హెరాస్మెంట్. ఓకే. సో వెన్ ద లా ఈజ్ వెరీ స్ట్రిక్ట్, నిర్భయ యాక్ట్ పాస్ అయింది, క్రిమినల్ లా అమెండ్మెంట్ యాక్ట్, విచ్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ యాజ్ వాట్? నిర్భయ యాక్ట్. సెక్షువల్ హెరాస్మెంట్ ఎట్ వర్క్ ప్లేస్, పాష్ యాక్ట్, ప్రివెన్షన్ ఆఫ్ సెక్షువల్ హెరాస్మెంట్ ఎట్ వర్క్ ప్లేస్, ఇవన్నీ చేస్తాం. These acts were passed, very strict. The law is so strict, death penalty is also there. Law is favoring who? Men or women? Obviously, women. The law is so strict, Sexual Harassment Act ante strict chudandi. If a boy, all boys, listen carefully. If a boy looks at a girl for 30 seconds, she can file a case. If a boy continuously, Allahabad judge cheppadu itla, interpretation, anta strict law undi. అది కూడా ఇన్కన్వీనియన్సే కదా. ఇఫ్ ఎ బాయ్ లుక్స్ ఎట్ ఎ గర్ల్ ఫర్ 30 seconds, షీ కెన్ ఫైల్ విచ్ కేస్? హెరాస్మెంట్ కేస్. అంత స్ట్రిక్ట్ లా ఉంది. కానీ ఇన్ స్పైట్ ఆఫ్ ద స్ట్రిక్ట్ లా కేసెస్ తగ్గాయా? తగ్గలేదు. చూడండి, రియాలిటీ డిఫరెంట్గా ఉంది. ఇన్ఫ్యాక్ట్ ఆఫ్టర్ దిస్ లా అందరికి అవేర్నెస్ పెరిగింది దట్ ద లా ఈజ్ వెరీ వెరీ స్ట్రిక్ట్. ఇన్ ద పాస్ట్, when a woman is raped, when a woman is sexually exploited, వదిలేసేవాళ్ళు. హోల్ సొసైటీ విల్ బ్లేమ్ హర్. నువ్వెందుకు వెళ్ళావు ఆ టైంలో, నువ్వెందుకు తిరుగుతున్నావు? అరే, షీ ఈజ్ ద విక్టిమ్. చూసారుగా 1980s మూవీస్, 1990 మూవీస్, రేప్ విక్టిమ్ ఈజ్ ఫర్దర్ హెరాస్డ్. విక్టిమ్ ఈజ్ హెరాస్డ్. ఎవరు మ్యారేజ్ చేసుకోరు, ఇట్లా ఇట్స్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ హర్ లైఫ్ ఈజ్ గాన్ నౌ, యాజ్ ఇఫ్ షీ ఈజ్ ద కల్ప్రిట్. Some useless fellow raped her. Society is criticizing who? Women. Ala undedi situation. Now, after these strict laws are required, no doubt. But look at the pattern which we saw. After committing violence, after committing sexual harassment, criminals ఏం చేస్తున్నారు? అమ్మాయిల్ని చంపేస్తున్నారు. Why? To remove evidence. When law is strict, they know that law is strict. దొరికితే స్ట్రిక్ట్ పనిష్మెంట్స్ ఉంటాయి. అందుకే ఏం చేస్తున్నారు? వెదర్ ఇట్ ఈస్ ఇన్ హైదరాబాద్ కేస్, దిశ కేస్ ఆర్ పూణే కేస్, ఎక్కడికి వెళ్ళినా ఈ ప్యాటర్న్స్ వస్తున్నాయి. సో సొసైటీలో ఉన్న కండిషన్స్ ఏంటి? బేస్డ్ ఆన్ దట్ యూ హ్యావ్ టు బికమ్, వెన్ యూ ఆర్ ఐదర్ యాజ్ ఎ పోలీస్ ఆర్ యాజ్ ఎ బ్యూరోక్రాట్, ఇన్ మెనీ ఆస్పెక్ట్స్, వెన్ యూ ఆర్ వర్కింగ్ పాలసీ మేకింగ్ ఎక్కడున్నా. సో ఈ కండిషన్స్ని బట్టి మనం ఎలా చేయాలి, లా ఎలా తీసుకురావాలి, లేదా మెజర్స్ ఎలా చేయాలి, సేఫ్టీ మెజర్స్ ఎలా ఉండాలి, సీసీటీవీ కెమెరాస్ ఎలా ఉండాలి, పాలసీ డిజైనింగ్ అదే కదా, ట్రైనింగ్ ఎలా ఉండాలి, స్కూల్ లెవెల్లోనే జెండర్ సెన్సిటైజేషన్ ప్రోగ్రామ్స్ ఉండాలి. దట్ ఉమెన్ షుడ్ బి, ఆర్ ఉమెన్ అండ్ మెన్ బోత్ హ్యాస్ టు రెస్పెక్ట్ ఈచ్ అదర్. ఏ నో ఈజ్ ఏ నో. దట్ పింక్ మూవీ ఉంటుంది, పింకా, వాట్ ఈస్ దట్ మూవీ? అమితాబ్ బచ్చన్ అండ్ తాప్సీ. ఏ నో ఈజ్ ఏ నో. దట్స్ ఇట్. ఆ రెస్పెక్ట్ అనేది దట్ అలవాటు అవ్వాలి, జెండర్ సెన్సిటైజేషన్ ఫ్రమ్ ద బిగినింగ్. సో ఆల్ దీస్ థింగ్స్, ప్రోగ్రామ్స్ ఎలా ఉండాలి, గవర్నమెంట్ ఏం చేస్తుంది, ఏ స్టేట్లో ఏ ఇంపార్టెంట్ ప్రోగ్రామ్ ఉంది, ఇవన్నీ క్వశ్చన్స్ అవుతాయి. రైట్. నిర్భయ యాక్ట్ ప్రొవిజన్స్ ఏంటి, భారతీయ న్యాయ సంహిత, వాట్ ఆర్ ద న్యూ సెక్షన్స్ విచ్ దే హ్యావ్ ఇంట్రడ్యూస్డ్ ఫర్ సాల్వింగ్ ఆల్ దీస్ issues. Like that we have to study. Not only that, in the context of feminization of poverty, feminization, the word woman centric, okay, more, it relatively poverty is more for women. Meaning of this term is what? Poverty is more for women, because if a woman works also, salary ever తీసుకుంటారు, husband, okay, they will take, and she has to, family is given importance. Even very less low paid jobs, most of the low paid jobs are done by who? Women. ఎక్కడైనా ఆఫీస్లో చూడండి, క్లీనింగ్ స్టాఫ్ ఎవరు ఉంటారు? ఉంటారు. అన్ఆర్గనైజ్డ్ సెక్టర్ ఆర్ అగ్రికల్చర్ లేబర్, మోస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ద అగ్రికల్చర్ లేబర్ ఎవరు? ఉమెన్. లో పెయిడ్ జాబ్స్, అక్కడే అదర్ స్కిల్స్ ఉండవు. రైట్. సో ఫెమినైజేషన్ ఆఫ్ పావర్టీ, ఫెమినైజేషన్ ఆఫ్ అగ్రికల్చర్, ఈవెన్ ఫెమినైజేషన్ ఆఫ్ ఓల్డ్ ఏజ్. సో టర్మ్స్, క్వశ్చన్ క్యాన్ కమ్. Feminization of old age is related to or is happening because of options. Enti feminization of old age ante, if you observe what is happening is, if you observe at the time of marriage, who is elder? Husband and wife lo who is elder generally? Husband. Cultural ga undadi, because patriarchy, male domination is there. Don't tell Tendulkar example, that is also there, but less. Technically, who has more age at the time of marriage? 10 years gap is also normal once upon a time. Now that gap is what? Reducing. Nowadays 4-5 is normal even today. Now with that age gap, who is more aged? Obviously husband is aged. Who will die fast? Not only because of the age, other factors are also there. Genetically, women have less incidence of heart attacks or other diseases. I am not saying that no woman will get heart attack. Adi kaadu. When compared to men and women, who are getting less heart attacks? Women. Genes adi. Why the nature has built that strength in women? Because through them only next generation will, next progeny, their role is very, very high. So automatically nature genetically favored whom? Women. Disease exposure takku untundi women ki, resistance power ekku untundi. It's not about your gym body. Even women, if they take protein, they will also can become that. వాడు ఎవడో ఉండేవాడు కదా డిక్టేటర్, లిబియా డిక్టేటర్ గదాఫీ, వాడు మొత్తం బాడీ గార్డ్స్ అంతా ఉమెనే, అంత వెల్ బిల్ట్ బాడీ. They will walk as if they are going to command everyone. So food intake only men are strength, avanni notions anni change avutunnayi ippudu. But anyway, women have genetically more preference with respect to longevity. So who will die fast? Men will die fast. And men also have extracurricular activities. Shiva Shakti wines, extra smoking, Shiva Shakti wines, exposure, outside, accidents. ఎందుకంటే they are on outside, more exposed to pollution, sedentary lifestyle. పాపం గ్లాస్ కూడా తీసి పక్కన పెట్టరు, కష్టపడుతూ ఉంటారు కాబట్టి. Women are from morning to evening, they have to do some or other physical activity, cleaning of house, even housework is also having lot of activities. మనోడు కాలు మీద కాలు వేసుకొని నోరు తెరిసి టీవీ చూస్తూ కూర్చుంటాడు. ఆల్ దీస్ ఫ్యాక్టర్స్, sedentary lifestyle, exposure to pollution, alcohol or other smoking and other things, then age, increasing age gap between them culturally, genetic strength of women, all these factors valla who are dying more? Men are dying more, women are living. Idi advantage gaadu. Paradoxically this became a desired problem for women, because already women property rights levu, inheritance ledu, relatively poor. Now they are seen as something bad sign. When husband is there, not there, women will not be called for any functions. ప్రాపర్టీ రైట్స్ ఆర్ నాట్ దేర్, సోషల్ సెక్యూరిటీ లేదు, పెన్షన్ లేదు. మోస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ద ఉమెన్ వర్క్ ఇన్ అన్ఆర్గనైజ్డ్ సెక్టర్. 90% ఆఫ్ ఇండియన్స్ ఆర్ ఇన్ విచ్ సెక్టర్? అన్ఆర్గనైజ్డ్ సెక్టర్. పెన్షన్ అంటే ఫార్మల్ ఎంప్లాయ్మెంట్ కాకుండా, ఇన్ఫోసిస్ ఇవన్నీ ఫార్మల్ ఎంప్లాయ్మెంట్. కంపెనీ, మ్యానుఫ్యాక్చరింగ్ కంపెనీ, మీ నేమ్ ఉంటుంది, పెన్షన్ వస్తుంది, గ్రాట్యుటీ వస్తుంది, ఆల్ దీస్ థింగ్స్. ఇన్ ఇన్ఫార్మల్ సెక్టర్ హైర్ అండ్ ఫైర్, రీటైల్ షాప్లో పనిచేస్తారు, ఏదో చిన్న ప్లాంట్లో పనిచేస్తారు, అన్నీ ఇన్ఫార్మల్. పెన్షన్ ఉండదు, సోషల్ సెక్యూరిటీ ఉండదు, ఇన్సూరెన్స్ ఉండదు. సో ద ఉమెన్ ఆల్రెడీ అలోన్ does not have property on her, does not have income on her, does not have social security, and she is criticized everywhere. She is suffering from loneliness because children are going away for the search of employment or other opportunities. Now she is staying alone in constant fear. ఎవడొచ్చి అటాక్ చేస్తాడో. ఈజీ టార్గెట్స్ కదా, బైక్ మీద వస్తారు, చైన్ లాక్కొని పోతారు. ఆర్ హోమ్లో ఉంటే ఒక్కతే ఉంటుందని తెలుస్తారు, రాత్రిపూట thieves may come and attack. You never know. Always in constant fear she will be. No support from the society also. So feminization of women or old age is not an advantage. Unfortunately it is turning out as what? Disadvantage. అట్లా అనమాట. సో అన్ని ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ని వీ హ్యావ్ టు అండర్స్టాండ్. జస్ట్ ఒక టాపిక్తో చెప్తున్నా. గవర్నమెంట్ ఏం స్కీమ్స్ ఇస్తుంది? వాట్ ఈజ్ మిషన్ శక్తి? What is Swadhar Griha? What is its new name? What is Shakti Sadhan? Government of India schemes. Respect to state governments, as far as syllabus is concerned in both, they have not given state related welfare schemes. Ivaledu. Society lo ivaledu. Why? Because your state related schemes will anyway you will do in which subject? ఏ సబ్జెక్ట్లో చేస్తారు? స్టేట్ గవర్నమెంట్ స్కీమ్స్ ఏ సబ్జెక్ట్లో చేస్తారు? అండ్ ఎకానమీ ఆల్సో. సో ఇన్ సొసైటీ టాపిక్ దే వేర్ ఫోకసింగ్ ఆన్, చూస్తే ప్యాటర్న్గా ఇఫ్ యు ఆర్ లుకింగ్ అట్ ద సిలబస్, దే ఆర్ టాకింగ్ అబౌట్ సేలియంట్ ఫీచర్స్ ఆఫ్ ఇండియన్ సొసైటీ. వాట్ ఆర్ ద యునీక్నెస్ ఇండియన్ సొసైటీ? వాట్ ఆర్ ద క్యారెక్టరిస్టిక్స్ ఆఫ్ ఇండియన్ సొసైటీ? ఈజ్ దెర్ ఎనీథింగ్ యునీక్ ఇన్ ఇండియన్ సొసైటీ? Okay, many things, many aspects they are focusing on. Unity, lot of diversity is there in Indian society. So many religions are there in India. Religious diversity, cultural diversity. Within a region, within a state, many cultural variations can be there. If you take Telangana, North Telangana will be different from South Telangana. You can clearly see the differences. Even central Telangana, Hyderabad and so Urdu tinge untundi, even in language, lifestyle. So within a region there are different cultures. Srikakulam is different from coastal. Coastal Andhra states, districts are different from Nellore. Nellore is different from Rayalaseema. Culture, food practices, way of life, many differences you can observe. Yes or no? So throughout the country, in Bihar, multiple cultures are there. Bhojpuri you might have heard about. Not just the language. Anyway, multiple languages are also there. Linguistic diversity. How many languages are recorded in India? Around 20,000 dialects are there as mother tongues. See, look at the figure. Within language, if you just take language, you have so much of diversity. In the context of language, you have around 19,500 dialects are there. Then you have scheduled languages, 8th schedule, 22 languages they have given in the 8th schedule of Indian Constitution. Then you have classical languages, 11 classical languages are there officially. In 2024, they changed the rules of what is this classical language. Classical language has a history of 1500 to 2000 years history. Uniqueness untundi. Specific words and expressions ఉంటాయి. Like for example, if you take Hindi, yesterday is also kal, tomorrow is also kal. English, so called great English, gigantic, gigantic, gigantic. Spelling is same, pronunciation is different. Are useless fellow, if P is silent, why you are writing P in pneumonia? Silent అయితే ఎందుకు రాస్తున్నావురా? Yes or no? మనకి ఇంగ్లీష్ అంటే కొంచెం ఇది ఉంటుంది, స్టేటస్ అనే సింబల్ ఉంటుంది. బట్ లుక్ ఎట్ ఇంగ్లీష్ ఈజ్ నాట్ సైంటిఫిక్, ఇట్స్ జస్ట్ అ లాంగ్వేజ్. Right? All are auntie, uncle. All are what? Auntie, uncle. So expressions level. Whereas in classical language, for everything, for most of the things, you have what? Clear expressions. You can describe those things. ఒక scientificness ఉంటుంది. Such languages are seen as what? Classical language, which are like a heritage for us. As of now, you have how many languages like that? 11 classical languages you have. Then apart from that, you have official languages. Every state has its own official language. State will publish documents in that official language. Then for center also you have official language. What is official language for center? English and Hindi. Do you have a national language? No, you don't have a national language. Only you have what? Official. Languages lo in the diversity undi. Then you have 5 language families. Indo-European language family, Dravidian language family. 5 broad language families are there which are spoken by different people of the country. So within languages we have so many diversities. Questions will be asked in this. So you have linguistic diversity, you have cultural, religious diversity, and apart from that you have with respect to food, music, of course culture lone part vastundi. All these things will vary according to the region. Huge regional diversity. Lot of regional diversity is there. Then you have, in the context of India, you have the unique system of what? Caste. Is caste existing in Indian society or not? Yes or no? Yes. In spite of so many changes. Many changes are there. Modern education is there. New occupations is there. Any person can do any occupation. Are you coming to the classroom and asking anyone sitting beside someone by asking their caste? మీరేంటోళ్ళు అని అడిగి కూర్చుంటున్నారా? తంతారు. Yes or no? In the driving together, in the going together in the bus, you will sit together irrespective of their caste. Previously it was not like that. Caste is changing. But in spite of changes, caste unda leda? Endukundi? Caste diversity is also high. With respect to caste, we have to look at various terminologies also. What do you mean by varna? What do you mean by jati? Then what is scheduled caste? What are depressed classes? Okay, what is Harijan? Right, caste enti, varna enti, jati enti, SC enti, depressed classes enti, Harijan ante enti, context enti, Dalit ante enti. Clarity undali terms మీద. Similarly, if you take huge tribal diversity you have. Within India, there are many tribes. Within the tribal diversity, what do you mean by scheduled tribes? What are PVTGs? Particularly vulnerable tribal groups. What are denotified tribes? DNDs. What are semi-nomadic and nomadic tribes? Terminology. Lokur committee in Japan. What are the various committees associated with this? Till recent, Zaza committee. Zaza was asked in last group 2 exam. So various committees involved in it. What are the important dimensions of them? So like that we have so much caste is there, tribe is there. Even we have what? Family. Different forms. Family, marriage, kinship. Different practices associated with this. Different kinds of marriages are there. There is marriage by capture. Among tribes, there is a marriage by capture. Don't try this in Ashok Nagar. Marriage by capture lo, if a tribal boy likes a tribal girl, he will carry that girl and run. ఎత్తుకొని ఏం చేస్తాడు? One tribal custom. Now the whole boys tribal clan ఉంటుంది కదా, they will run behind him. Boys కాదు, girls. Boy carrying the girl and running. Now the girls clan will run behind him. దొరికాడా చచ్చాడే. Where he will go? He can't run to North Pole, right? Where he will run? he will go to his own tribal clan group. Now fight will happen between boys clan and girls clan. Fight ante World War III kaadu. It's not about killing brutally each other. No, a kind of a lower level of escalation or a conflict between them. If the boys clan wins, marriage will happen. If the girl clans win, marriage will not happen, and this boys clan should compensate the girls clan. Compensate అంటే ఏమి ఇస్తాడు? క్యాటిల్ ఇస్తాడు, హనీ ఇస్తారు, రూట్స్ ఇస్తారు, షూట్స్ ఇస్తారు. గూగుల్ పే కాదు కదా, దే విల్ ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ దేర్ న్యాచురల్ రిసోర్సెస్ని కంపెన్సేషన్గా ఇస్తారు. A marriage between two people in tribes is not a just individual affair. Who are involving? Total tribal group is involving. This is there. But if you apply this to the modern Ashok Nagar society, 4-5 కేసులు పడతాయి. ఫస్ట్ కేస్ కిడ్నాపింగ్, sexual harassment without taking consent of the girl, you carried the girl and went away. Okay, then with respect to two clans fighting with each other, nuisance case పడుతుంది. All these things, compensation, dowry, all these things కేసులు పడతాయి. So huge diversity is there in India. Family, within family, lot of changes are happening. Terms వస్తాయి అన్నమాట. ఫ్యామిలీలో అయ్యే చేంజెస్ చెప్పండి. What are the changes you can see in the family? Previously, joint family used to be there. Tarvata, you are telling about now what? Nuclear family. Then there is something called extended family. Complete nuclear family undadu. Whenever holidays are given, many people will go back to their relatives, village. During Dasara, during January, 40 to 50% of the Hyderabad will be empty. You will not get food in Ashok Nagar. Restaurants will be closed. Here 1 and 2 untai ante. So whenever you are coming to Hyderabad, let's say, if there is a relative, you will stay in that relative's house for 1 or 2 days. They will help you to get into the hostel. Whenever there is marriage, whenever there is some death ceremony, all will come together. So are we disconnecting completely? Complete nuclear family? కాదు. అందుకే ఏమంటాం దీన్ని? ఎక్స్టెండెడ్ ఫ్యామిలీ. ఇంకా వాట్సాప్ గ్రూపులు కూడా వచ్చాయి. మీ వాడికి ఎంత, మా వాడికి ఎంత మార్క్స్. సో కాన్స్టెంట్ టచ్ ఈస్ దేర్. దే ఆర్ ఇన్ కాంటాక్ట్ విత్ ఈచ్ అదర్ రిలేటివ్స్. ఓకే, సో ఎక్స్టెండెడ్ ఫ్యామిలీ ఈస్ దేర్. నాట్ ఓన్లీ దాట్, we have emergence of this diverse rates, single parent household, single parent family. Divorce is not seen as something highly restriction unattained చూడట్లేదు. Divorce rates are increasing. Mother is living with the children or father is living with the child. Which family? Single parent family. Not only that, you have reconstituted family. Reconstituted family, highly dynamic. Mind blow అయిపోతుంది. In this reconstituted family, what is happening is, there is a fellow, husband is there, wife is there. Okay, this fellow is third husband for this wife, because already 2 marriages they were divorced. So this husband is which number? Third husband. For him, వీడు తక్కువ కాదు. For him, she is the 4th wife. Previous marriages are gone. అయిపోయాయి. Now they will marry each other. This lady from the previous marriages have her own children. అందరూ కాకపోయినా కొంతమంది will be with her. పంచుకుంటారు. కేక్ పంచుకున్నట్టు పిల్లల్ని ఏమవుతున్నారు? పంచుకుంటున్నారు. This fellow also have children. From which marriages? Previous marriages. Now they are married, they will have children. Yes or no? Children batch 1, children batch 2, children batch 3. All will stay together as a happy family. Reconstituted family. India lo kuda start ayyayi. It's very normal in USA. It's common in USA. Step dad, step father, step mother, step brother, ఏం స్టెప్? స్టెప్ బ్రదర్. ఓకే, సో లైక్ దట్ థింగ్స్ ఆర్ దేర్. Reconstituted families, these are also being emerging. Then you have this with respect to dual career families. Husband will have her own ambition in life, wife also will have same thing. Previously ఏమైందంటే if husband got a transfer, wife will leave everything and she will accompany the my relative got an offer outside Dubai, offer వచ్చింది, he will go. Sooner or later, wife also will, she will leave her job and immediately as soon as possible she will go and settle with the husband. కానీ డ్యూయల్ కెరీర్ అట్నాట్ కాదు. నీ కెరియర్ నీది, నా కెరియర్ నాది. We will both give importance to our own professional activities along with maintaining the family. What about children? ఆయన పెడదాం or some other relative we will get to take care of whom? Children. So these are also happening. Along with that, and not just these dimensions, you have dink families. Dual income, no kids, or double income, no kids. Both are having well educated, well qualified jobs they have, husband and wife. But they are not planning for what? Children. Oddu, children responsibility oddu. Not because of some infertility. We are not planning what? People are not in dink families, they are not going for planning whom? Children. Postpone. बाद में देखेंगे. पापन लेता 45 वयस వచ్చేంత వరకు. They don't think because they don't want to take that responsibility. This Kamath fellow, Zerodha. You know that Zerodha? Zerodha వినే ఉంటారు కదా, Nikhil Kamath and this Kamath. He has crores of money. He also says, why I have to spend 20 years on taking care of children? వాటి తర్వాత మనం పట్టించుకుంటాడో తెలీదు, పట్టించుకోవద్దు. చూడండి వాళ్ళ మైండ్ సెట్. ఇనఫ్ మనీ ఈజ్ దేర్ బట్ దే డోంట్ వాంట్ టు టేకింగ్ కేర్ ఆఫ్ చైల్డ్ ఈజ్ నాట్ ఏ 2-minute మ్యాగీ కాదు కదా. ఇట్స్ ఎ మినిమం హౌ మెనీ ఇయర్స్ ప్రాజెక్ట్? 20 years ప్రాజెక్ట్ మినిమం అది. ఇఫ్ యు ఆర్ గోయింగ్ ఇన్ టు గ్రూప్స్ ప్రిపరేషన్ ఇట్ విల్ బి 30 years ప్రాజెక్ట్. అంతే కదా. వీఆర్ గెటింగ్ సపోర్టెడ్ బై మోస్ట్ ఆఫ్ యు ఆర్ సపోర్టెడ్ బై హూ? యువర్ ఓన్ పేరెంట్స్, ఫ్యామిలీ. So when we are talking about these dimensions here, dink families are coming. Double income, no kids. My friend is there. చూడండి, ఇవన్నీ నా పర్సనల్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్సే ఇస్తున్నాను ఎందుకంటే అంత స్ప్రెడ్ అయి ఉన్నాయి ఇవన్నీ. హస్బెండ్ ఏ పిహెచ్డి, వైఫ్ ఈజ్ ఏ పిహెచ్డి, బట్ దే ఆర్ మ్యారీడ్ 10 years back, బట్ దే ఆర్ నాట్ ప్లానింగ్ ఎనీ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ చిల్డ్రన్. వీకెండ్స్కి వెళ్తారు, టూర్స్కి వెళ్తారు, ట్రెక్కింగ్ చేస్తారు, షటిల్ ఆడతారు. One life, let's enjoy. Mindset. How far it is correct, how far it is wrong, debatable, no doubt about it. But these kind of families are rapidly emerging. China lo chala ekkuvaini. Slowly it is there. In West also it is rapidly increasing. But in Indian society, changes are not, but still you can see slowly. In Indian society, by the time girl crosses 25 or boy crosses 27, 28, what will the start? Whole society will start what? మ్యారేజ్ ఎప్పుడు. ఆఫ్టర్ మ్యారేజ్ వాట్ దే విల్ స్టార్ట్? చిల్డ్రన్ ఎప్పుడు. ఓకే, సో లైక్ దిస్ నో దీస్ థింగ్స్ ఆర్ ఆల్సో చేంజింగ్. నీకెందుకురా అంటున్నారు ఇప్పుడు. ఇఫ్ సమ్వన్ ఈజ్ ఆస్కింగ్ వై యు ఆర్ కన్సర్న్డ్ అబౌట్ ఇట్, దిస్ ఈజ్ మై లైఫ్. సో దీస్ థింగ్స్ ఆర్ డింక్ ఫ్యామిలీస్ వస్తున్నాయి. దెన్ యూ హ్యావ్ హౌస్ హోల్డ్ డైమెన్షన్స్ ఆఫ్ ఫ్యామిలీ. ఫ్యామిలీ అంటే ఏంటి? విత్ ఇన్ ఎ ఫ్యామిలీ దెర్ ఈజ్ మ్యారేజ్ రిలేషన్స్ ఆర్ బ్లడ్ రిలేషన్స్, బట్ డిఫరెంట్ పీపుల్ విల్ స్టే. సపోజ్ దెర్ ఇస్ ఎ పర్సన్, ర్యాపిడో డ్రైవర్, ఫ్యామిలీ ఆదిలాబాద్లో ఉంది. హీ వర్క్స్ ఇన్ హైదరాబాద్ యాజ్ ఏ ర్యాపిడో డ్రైవర్. ఎవరితో ఉంటున్నాడు? హాస్టల్లో ఉంటున్నాడు. ఇంకా అనదర్ పర్సన్తో కుకింగ్ షేర్ చేసుకుంటున్నాడు ఒక రూమ్ తీసుకొని. ఏజ్ ఈజ్ 40. నౌ దెర్ ఈజ్ నో రిలేషన్ బిట్వీన్ దెమ్. There is no blood relation or they are not relatives through marriage also. But they are staying together in a common house, 3-4 people. Economic cooperation undi, cooking, commensality cooperation undi. Anni cooperations unnai. But that is not a family. What is it? Household. Children's kosam, education kosam, all these things. Okay. So what aspect family is converting into what now? household. Then you have live-in relations. Those are also accepted. Co-living hostels వచ్చేసాయి, గచ్చిబౌలిలో వచ్చేసాయి, మాదాపూర్లో వచ్చాయి, అశోక్ నగర్లో రాకూడదు కూడా. But these things are accepted. Adults, they are doing their own choice. That is their choice. If they want to stay together, let them stay. Even court says, if a child is born out of living relation, the person, the man has to provide what? Maintenance. Violence unna punishments untai. So these kinds of things are also emerging in Indian society. Then you have, along with it, LGBT. These families are also emerging. These are not legalized. Same-sex marriages, they are not legal. Legalized kaadu. There is a difference. You have to understand legal and decriminalized. In India, same-sex marriages are, with respect to that, it is decriminalized only, but they are not what? Legalized. Decriminalized ante section 377 is there before, where a person is engaging in these activities, they will be jailed for 7 years. They will be jailed. Transgenders ni baga harass chesevallu ee law use chesi. Transgenders, you know, obviously you are all seen those people who by birth they have both hormones. Some are misusing just for begging, to get easy money. Some are misusing. But transgenders are part of human society. Right? But you are saying them under use section, they are thrown into jail, or police used to take commission. Alla harassments ekku undevi. Anyway, when this section was debated in the court, they removed this section. It's no longer a which activity? Criminal activity. Jail undadu, punishments undadu, crime undadu, harassment undakodadu. But it's not legal also. A transgender can't register, go to the sub-register office and register a marriage. No, not allowed. Or with respect to other same-sex marriages also. Legal kaadu. But it does not mean that it is criminal also. Position is in between on the transition. Endukante courts decide cheyalevu, politicians pass cheyali law. Law making evaru? Who is the law making authority in the country? Legislature, parliament or legislator? Marriage akkada central state subject aithe state legislature, assembly or parliament. Vaallu cheyali, courts cheppalevu. Courts only em cheppayi adi criminal kaadu ani teesesayi. So ee families unnai, they may not be registered, but they are allowed. They are not criminal. So these type of things are also emerging in Indian society. So family lo chudandi enni changes vastunayi. Just one topic of family, we talked from joint, nuclear, extended, reconstituted, dual career, living relationships, household, single parent families, divorce rates is more. All these changes are happening. Law em cheptundi, data em cheptundi in this context. Reasons enti, changes ki reasons enti. All these things we have to study. So in the salient features of Indian society, we will be exposed to all these things, which is common for both TGPSC and APPSC. Then they will talk about, second part will talk about social problems. Various social problems in Indian society. Social problem ante enti? Suppose me lunch time late ayindi. Your hostel is not giving proper food to you. Adi social problem or individual problem? Individual problem for you. But poverty, if you observe poverty, a person is poor because he is lazy, he is not studying, he is sleeping in the classes, he skipped the classes, bunked the classes, not working hard, every day going to Shivashakti wines, spending the money. He is lazy because he is not productive. He is poor because he is not working hard. Can that reality? Are many Banjara Hills batch, Jubilee Hills batch, మొత్తం అంతా పబ్బుల్లోనే పడి ఉంటారు. Yes or no? But they are rich. A person is poor because he is not having, individual reasons ఉంటాయి. But at the same time, he does not get proper education, good quality education లేదు. ఎందుకు లేదు? 2.5 lakhs nursery, A for apple. So he will not get proper education. He will not get proper employment. No skills. He will continue to work like a poor man. No proper health. No proper insurance. So a watchman's son at the max may become auto wala. So poverty is because of social conditions also. SC, ST, BCs or women not allowed good education, not given land. How can they cross what? Poverty. So poverty, individualism to part more is which aspect? Social aspect, social problem. Lakhs of crores of population, very few employment opportunities. Many of them will turn into poor or rich. Poor. 81 crore taking free food grains. So social problems. We are not talking about individual problems. Social problems. Communal rights, regionalism, violence, youth unrest. So they are focusing on which aspects here? Social problems in Indian society. Disabled, problems of transgenders, problems of old age. Socially. Problems తీసుకుంటే we require solutions also. What are the various welfare schemes for addressing these social problems? This ends the syllabus of APPSC. Salient features of Indian society, social problems, and then schemes to solve those issues. Right. With respect to TGPSC, two more things will be added, 4 and 5. And the unit names number different. They are talking about what? Social movements in India. Different kinds of social movements in India. Telangana lo gaadu. Social movements in Telangana, that is syllabus for group 1. For group 2 TGPSC, they were focusing on social movements in the country. Backward class movements, women's movements, environmental movements, human rights movement, ivanni. Regional movements. Along with that, this extra unit undi. Along with that, you have on with respect to society in Telangana, problems in Telangana society. Jogini, Baswini systems, fluorosis, problem of fluorosis, girl child problem, migration problem, problems of handloom or artisans, farmers problems, issues with respect to which society? Telangana society. Culture kaadu. Culture part will be there in history. Culture part will be there in Telangana movement paper. Here they are focusing on which aspects? Certain important social problems in Telangana. Okay. So that is the way we have to understand the syllabus. Whenever classes are scheduled, we will continue in this dimension. Anything you would like to ask? You adagala? Unit 1 ki both exams lo weightage ekku untundi. 50 marks lo 16 questions came from unit 1 for TGPSC. It's not that 5 units unnai anni 10 ala ivaru. Unit 1 salient features of Indian society, it is given lot of importance because that is about Indian society. APPSC also 30 questions lo 14 questions came from unit 1. 3 units lo 14 was given for which unit? First unit in the last exams. So general ga weightage ekku untundi, fixed undadu, but that is the case in which we have to. Okay, so we'll plan accordingly. And for TGPSC, society is also there. 7-8 questions will also come in your GS1 paper. Akkada kuda social exclusion, disadvantaged group syllabus undi. So not only in this paper, endukante single exam kabatti different papers unnai. In paper 1 also you have 7 to 8 questions which they can link with which paper? Society paper. So society is not just 50 marks for you. It can be 57, 58 or even it can be 60 marks also. Okay. So that is the context. Current affairs, APPSC wale current affairs to link elaga undi. Those also they are asking.